So the 5 were brought here to Affabel?
You're getting ahead of my story, Peter.
Sorry, but I'm a reporter, okay? I wonder, I question, I probe.
I understand.
Please, go on.
So, you want to know what happened, eh?
Well, sure I do. Shh. Okay, I get the point.
2,000 horses galloped through the night, each one with a royal guardsman at the reins and a young Endelite at the back. In the wee hours of the morning, they came upon the river Adonga. Without breaking stride, the guardsmen drove straight ahead.
Where are you taking us?
We're going to die! We're going to die!
Calm down, Selfish. We'll be fine, my friend.
But as they drew nearer, they could see a tunnel, a secret passageway leading underneath the river.
Well, surprise! I never knew this tunnel was here.
Selfish, are you all right?
Me? I couldn't be better.
What are they gonna do to us?
It's all right, Independent. Hang on.
As they emerged from the tunnel, the orange rays of the dawning sun split across the plains and lit up the brush and scrub trees of the wilderness around them. From time to time, the royal guardsmen would pause in their journey and provide food and drink.
This is wonderful. I'll have another one of those, thank you.
The guardsmen were kind but silent. Whenever an Endelite asked a question, the reply was the same. All will be made known in time. Then it was back to the journey. On the 3rd day, they charged up a steep hill. It seemed as if they would gallop into the sky itself. But as they crested the peak...
Here it is. Deceived. Look.
Affabel.
The magnificent city was aglow in the valley below them, lit by the morning sun. It sparkled like a multifaceted jewel. When they passed through the gates of the city, the royal guardsmen had each Endelite dismount, and so they walked on foot, escorted by the guardsmen.
So, what do you think of all this, Charity?
It's glorious. More wonderful than I've ever imagined.
It's not a myth after all. Affabel is real.
I won't say we told you so, Independent. We told you so. Sorry, couldn't help myself.
It's hard to comprehend the size of this place.
Faintheart, come here. Look at the flowers.
Isn't this amazing?
I've never seen such colors and shapes. Everything here is so alive and fresh.
Listen. The music.
It's beautiful. Look at all the waterfalls.
And the river? It's so clear it sparkles.
So, Independent?
I don't know what to say.
All the Endelites were escorted to a massive marble auditorium. Males and females were separated. Each Endelite was taken to a private room where they gave up the dusty clothes of Endel and bathed in the warm and fragrant waterfalls of Affabel. Each Endelite was then given new clothes that radiated with color. They gathered again in a magnificent courtyard where they were treated to an enormous breakfast buffet full of every delicious food and drink imaginable, and some beyond their imagination.
I love this place.
Do you all feel as I do? It's almost as if we've been here before.
Yes, I was feeling just the same.
It's as if we're back home.
I suppose now you're all gonna tell me there's a real King Jalen, aren't you?
You're a quick study there, Independent.
He's a good king. Amazingly good. I can see that now. And it's hard to believe that I'm here.
It's good you're here with us.
We never did have our little reunion back at the tree, remember?
Discus!
I suppose we're all caught up in our busyness in Endel. Time slipped past us.
But it doesn't matter anymore. We're back together again.
The Endelites were now ushered into an immense vestibule adorned with towering columns, trimmed in pure gold, and embedded with precious jewels. Before the Endelites stood 2 massive doors, over 100 feet tall, leading to the Great Hall, the Hall of Judgment.
Where are they taking us now? Where are my friends? Excuse me, do you know where they're taking us?
No, please remove your hands from me.
Jalen. King Jalen. Let's see. Loving, merciful, kind. Yes, kind. Is that deceived?
Independent. You look a bit pale there. Get a hold of yourself. We're an affabel, my friend.
Yes. Yes, of course. Have you seen the others?
No, but
Oh, Faintheart! Oh, now I know I'm in the right place.
Independent? What's the matter?
this is quite a big day for the boy.
Well, would it make you feel better to know that Sages is here?
Sages?
Hello, everyone.
A pleasure to see you, sir. But why are you here?
I requested permission to escort my former students to the throne.
That's very kind.
Independent. I haven't seen you since graduation.
Yes, I'm sorry. And I regret all those vain things I said back in Endel. The truth is clear now. I was the fool.
I wish I could have done more to help you.
Sages, please remember that I was a good citizen in Endel. I made the most of myself there.
It is time.
I don't understand. Time for...
Hear ye! You are hereby summoned to appear before the great King Jalen in the Hall of Judgment. And the first to be called is... Independent.
Me?
I will go with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sages.
You're going to be fine, my friend.
All the best.
Thank you. I've never seen doors this size in all my life. This hall is so gigantic. And up there, far up there, is that the throne?
Yes, it is.
Jalen.
Come. Step forward, Independent.
It's hard to walk. I'm so glad you're with me, Sages. He's a loving and merciful king. Loving and merciful. Loving and merciful. Loving and merciful. Loving and merciful.
Deceived, look! It's Charity and Selfish.
Faintheart! Deceived!
We've been looking for you as well.
Independent just now went into the Hall of Judgment.
We heard.
We're finally going to see Jalen.
Charity, there is a judgment side of Jalen. I'm wondering how we will fare before his throne.
Yes, I wonder for Independent as well.
Loving and merciful. Loving and merciful.
Independent. No, Father. All is now between you and Jalen. Look up to him, and I suggest you kneel.
Yes, of course.
All shall recognize and understand that I am he who searches minds and the inmost hearts. And I will give to each of you as your work deserves. Independent, it is time to give an account of your stewardship.
Above the huge doors, a beam of pure, white-hot light burst into the great hall. The beam struck a prism of pure crystal above the throne, then split into 1,000 colors at the front of the hall. The colors transformed into images, images of Independent and his life.
Not a creature exists that is concealed from his sight, but all things are open and exposed, naked and defenseless, to the eyes of him with whom we have to do.
Nothing is hidden. I don't believe in Jalen.
What?
No!
And I believe that these stories are all part of a myth.
No.
You need to be set free from this narrow thinking. All of you, find your own truth.
Don't be foolish.
You all are the fools. And Sages is the great teacher of fools. Even if there was a Jalen, such a king wouldn't be so strict with all these rules. It's all part of the system.
Will you stop talking like that? You sound like a lunatic.
I have had enough myself. Thank you. I invested well. Gold trading, merchandise. Business has been good. Life has been good. King Jalen would have been proud of me. Oh, my king. At the least, my good deeds outweighed my bad. I am ready now to receive your correction.
Scribe, is Independent's name found in the Book of Life?
No, my lord.
What does this mean?
Independent, you are guilty of choosing an evil nature. You are to be taken to the forsaken land of Lone to spend the rest of your life in the torment of utter darkness, hopelessness, and loneliness.
Lord, why?
You did not believe in me. Your teachers taught, if you do not believe that I am He, you will die in your sins.
But Lord...
There is salvation in and through no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given among men, by and in which we must be saved.
But Lord Jalen, what about my good works? Didn't they outweigh any evil I committed?
It is not a matter of how little or much you break the law. For the person who keeps every law of Jalen, but makes one little slip, is just as guilty as the person who has broken every law.
How then can anyone be saved?
Patient, you may address Independent.
Did not your teachers tell you, Independent? Jalen saved you by his special favor when you believed, and you cannot take credit for this. It is a gift from Jalen. Salvation is not a reward for the good things we have done, so none of us can boast about it.
Long ago, I paid the price for the laws which had been and would be broken by the citizens of Endel. It was impossible for anyone to remain sinless against me, or to redeem themselves from their treasons. But because I loved all, I paid the price myself. So my salvation is a gift which cannot be earned. It was impossible to earn enough good deeds to merit citizenship in Affabel. It comes through believing in me. Yet you rejected what I did to save your life.
Then all I did was good for nothing?
It is written, "The dead know nothing, they have no further reward, nor are they remembered." Whatever they did in their lifetime, loving, hating, envying, is all long gone. They no longer have a part in anything. For the evil have no future. Their light will be snuffed out.
If only I had listened. But King Jalen, you are a merciful king. I was taught that at the school of Endel. Yes, you are full of mercy.
I am a merciful king. And that is exactly why I'm sending you away. By choosing to spend your time in Endel the way you did, you permanently chose your nature, that of the Dark Lord Dagon. How could I be merciful, true, and loving if I allowed your immoral character to pollute the purity of this great city? I would put the innocent of Affabel in harm's way. Your chosen nature would soon manifest and thus corrupt thousands of pure lives. You have chosen your own way, and you will be recompensed exactly as the one you have followed, Dagon. If I gave you any less than I gave him, then I would be an unjust leader. And that I am not.
But Lord...
He who despises the word will be destroyed, but he who fears the commandment will be rewarded. Guardsmen, bind him hand and foot. Take him away and cast him into outer darkness.
No.
There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for many are called, but few are chosen.
Yes.
No! You cannot do this to me! Stop!
Independent.
What are you doing? Where are you taking me? No! Not there! No! No! No!
Oh, my son.
I wonder how Independent is faring.
I wonder as well.
I'm sure he's fine.
I'm not so sure. He rejected Jalen most of his life.
Let's ask Double Life. He should know.
Let's not ask Double Life.
Oh? Well, what's this all about?
Hear ye, hear ye. Shortly you will face your king. He has beheld your heart and discerned your fruit. He knows your hearts, your motives, your thoughts and feelings, as well as your works. Nothing is hidden. Know his judgment is just. And now, step forward, Selfish.
Did he just announce my name?
Yes, I believe he did.
Perhaps I was chosen early because I was the mayor of Endel. It just occurred to me. The ancient writings speak of ruling positions in affabel. And it's very possible that...
It's time, Selfish.
This is phenomenal.
Selfish.
Sages, am I glad to have you here.
I'm glad to be able to see you as well.
Tell me something. Are those thrones I see all around the Great Throne?
Yes.
And it appears that a few are still empty.
Those are the thrones of the under-rulers.
Under-rulers? That sounds appealing.
Come.
Those doors. Oh my. Sages, I see an old friend. May I? Social? Is that you?
But my name is no longer Social. It's now Content.
That sounds quaint, but why are you here at the back of the hall?
It is a great honor to stay anywhere in Jalen's throne room. Although, if I had known in Endel what I know now, I would have lived differently. I'd be closer to him today.
I don't understand. You were a great citizen in Endel. You ran one of the most popular restaurants we had and donated to more causes than I could count. And what about those nights you donated meals for the needy?
Well, I did those things to gain recognition and acceptance. I also knew it would draw more patrons. But I should have listened to the words of Jalen. He told us, when you give a feast, invite the poor, the maimed, the lame, the blind, and you will be blessed, because they cannot repay you, for you shall be repaid at the resurrection of the just. I donated those dinners for my benefit, not for the good of the community.
But what about all those contributions you made to the School of Endel?
I actually only gave a small percentage. I hoarded much of the restaurant's profits because I was afraid of failing. The little I gave was to ease my conscience.
I made some contributions to the School of Endel as well.
I know.
I'm wondering now.
When my life was reviewed, it was clear to all that I lived more for my own comfort. My own comfort, security, and reputation than for his glory. Now I'm one of the lowest citizens of this city. And yet, I am still overwhelmed by his goodness and how much he loves me.
Wait now. You said lowest citizen. Do you mean to tell me there's a class system here?
Yes, there is of sorts. And we were taught this in Endel, although many of us never considered it seriously. But deep within, we knew. In fact, when you walked into this hall, I heard your thoughts.
You did?
You anticipate being assigned a throne, am I correct?
Well, I suppose, perhaps I... You heard all my thoughts, you say?
Oh, yes. We all did.
Oh, my.
Those of us who live more for our own purposes than the kings are the least in the kingdom. We occupy the back rows here in this hall. We also live in the flatlands, where we work the labor-intensive jobs. Those who are more loyal in Endel occupy the middle of this hall, and those in the front up there. And upon the thrones are those who were faithfully obedient and lived passionately for the king while in Endel. They are most blessed, for they live in the beautiful regal center on the eastern cliffs. This is where the king lives. And they are privileged to live and work right alongside him. These are the greatest in the kingdom.
Oh, I see.
Selfish. Know that Jalen is a just and loving leader. None of this life would have been possible had it not been for him. It's a great privilege to occupy even the least part of this city.
Come, Selfish.
Hold on, is that Motivator, the teacher from the school?
It is he.
May I speak with him?
You may.
Mr. Motivator,
Hello, Selfish.
I'm a little confused. You were a great teacher of Jalen, and your classes were some of the most popular in school, so why are you here in the back rows?
This is my place. I am one of the least of the citizens of Affabel. I live in the flatlands and work as a plumber.
What? You're one of the least? You should be on one of those thrones up there.
It was a great privilege and responsibility to be an instructor in the ways of Jalen. And yet, in many ways, I failed.
No, I don't understand.
My teachings were unbalanced. I emphasized only the positive aspects of serving Jalen. I motivated many of my students to use his ways to pursue success, without warning them about the pitfalls and snares of life. I didn't teach them that the truest goal of life was to please Jalen. The ancient writings clearly stated I was to preach the whole counsel of Jalen. I taught, but neglected to warn. I built numerous lives which brought little glory to Jalen. And a good number of my students now inhabit the Forsaken Land alone.
No.
I didn't give the students what they needed. I gave them what they wanted. It was more popular to say all was well. It wasn't well. I encouraged their course and solidified their deception. Though some made it to Affabel, many of them are found here, in these back rows. Their lives were spent wastefully, and their efforts consumed with fire before this judgment seat. And I yet grieve for those alone.
You said fire?
Yes. Do you not remember the ancient writings? Everyone's work will be put through the fire to see whether or not it keeps its value. If the work survives the fire, that builder will receive a reward. But if the work is burned up, the builder will suffer great loss. The foundation, of course, is the lordship of Jalen, which we both know is the only way a person can enter this kingdom. However, once we truly belong to him, we should build upon this foundation. When measured by the ancient writings, my life fell short. I neglected to use my authority to impact my students for Affabel, and inevitably, I lost my reward.
Mr. Motivator, I am deeply sorry.
My name is no longer Motivator.
Jalen gave you a new name.
Yes. Humble.
Oh.
Come, Selfish.
Sages, I'm starting to wonder. Do you believe I truly built up others? Or was I merely using them to build my own success? And when I was mayor, did I rule for Jalen's glory or my own?
I was your teacher. Jalen is your judge.
But...
all will be revealed in time.
I'm noticing something unusual here. The further forward we walk, the more royal these people look. And the ones on these rows all have crowns and scepters.
We are now in the midst of the under-rulers of Jalen.
What's amazing to me is despite all their royalty, they have this love in their eyes. When I was mayor, I tried to be loving as well. Perhaps this is the place for me. In fact, wait.
Is something wrong?
The one coming toward us. I believe she's... No, it couldn't be. She's an under-ruler? Sages, she was a secretary to one of our city assembly members. Why does she have a throne?
What do you remember of her?
Well, not much. She never stood out. Definitely the quiet sort, and look at that. The royal guards are bowing to her.
Selfish.
Hello?
Welcome to Affabel. Jalen asked me to speak with you before you come to him. I am now known as Patient, one of Jalen's rulers here in Affabel.
But how could you be here? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it quite like that.
Don't be embarrassed. Deception cannot hide within this hall or the great city. You are only being honest. In Endel, you were concerned with image and reputation. This trains many to speak deceptively. Words are very important, but even weightier are intentions, as they are always apparent here. You will learn this soon enough as you are judged for every word you spoke in Endel.
Every word? Do you mean every single word of every conversation?
Every word. Remember the admonition of Lord Jalen. You can be sure that on the judgment day, everyone will have to give account of every useless word he has ever spoken. Your words will be used to judge you, to declare you either innocent or guilty. Useless words are vain, idle, or careless, all of which are contrary to the nature of Jalen.
I'd always understood we would have to give an account for huge lies or great truths we had spoken. But every word, Patient, what am I about to face here?
The ancient writings are clear. Your reward depends on what you say and what you do. Not only will your words and works be examined, but the motives behind them. You will also be judged by the thoughts you embraced. Do not forget Jalen's judgment is righteous, testing the mind and the heart. This is why you are so surprised to see me on a throne. Your judgment of me was according to my accomplishments in light of Endel. Jalen's judgment is in a different light, one which you are beginning to see now, and one you will soon see vividly. Your king awaits you.
It is now your time to walk alone before the throne. I will wait here.
Jalen, my king.
You were a ruler of my people in Endel. Are you now worthy to sit upon one of the thrones in Affabel?
Actually,
Scribe, how many citizens did Selfish impact for the kingdom?
17.
17?
What is the number of citizens that Patient impacted for my kingdom?
Just over 5,000, my lord.
How could this be? She was a secretary. I was the mayor.
I did not ask how many were influenced, but how many were influenced for the kingdom. Your former teacher, Motivator, now known as Humboldt, had more influence on people's lives than even yourself. However, very little of his influence extended into this realm. That is why he is not a ruler in the city. The influence which endures this judgment seat is in accordance with my ways and my kingdom. Patient cheerfully gave to the school both financially and through service. Therefore, all who were benefited by the school's ministry were credited to her.
But I gave to the school as well.
Your contributions were motivated by compulsion and care for your reputation. For this, you received your full reward in Endel. Patient, on the other hand, gave out of passion for the kingdom and love for the people. She led a man named Brutal to my service, who in turn personally influenced over 1,000 lives for the kingdom. I renamed him Evangelist. All those lives he built were credited to Patient's account because she led him to my service, and she supported the school which trained him.
I remember Brutal, but I never knew.
There were many other ways Patient influenced the lives of Endelites for the kingdom. Many little things added together to count for much. She treated everyone kindly, out of a pure heart of love. She was generous to those in need, and she was resolute in her firm stance for the truth. Now, Selfish, it is time to give an account of your stewardship.
True, but that's because I've matured past any selfishness. I'm compassionate.
That's why you organized that clothing drive for the needy?
Exactly.
Right before the class elections.
Exactly. Oh, wait, no.
I'm not sure, but I've always loved cooking.
Start a restaurant. With Jalen's wisdom, you'll do just fine. Hold on. That was a good thing I did. At least I did that one right.
He's too drunk to move.
Oh, I did something good here as well.
We've got to carry him down the mountain.
If we cross paths with anybody, please, don't tell them that I was in the company of people who drink Alia. Please.
Oh, selfish.
I forgot about that part. Meantime, for the good of the community and the citizens of Indel, I cast my vote for the Forest Hill Lumber Company.
Selfish, I can see the good you have done in my name. But now we come to the end, my son. And I see much of your life was motivated by your own protection, reputation, and self-seeking motives. And this is my judgment.
Lord Jalen, I am so sorry. I deserve to be punished for the rest of my life. I deserve loan. I've wasted so much and produced so little in return for talents and responsibilities you've given me. I plead for your mercy, Jalen, but I know I deserve nothing.
Is the name of Selfish found in the Book of Life?
Yes, my lord.
Selfish, you are my servant. You believed in me and submitted to my lordship, even though you wasted so much. I love you.
Lord?
And I welcome you into my kingdom for the rest of your life.
What? Oh, King Jalen. Thank you for your mercy. What amazing love for me.
Selfish, you shall no longer be known by your former name. Behold, I give you a new name. In my kingdom you shall be known as Unpretentious. I have prepared a residence for you in the flatlands, and your occupation will be a landscaper. Though you will not be a ruler in this city, you will assist me in ruling the outer realms.
Rule with you?
You will not be a leader in the city of Affabel itself. However, as every other citizen in this city, you will assist me in administering my rule globally. Your specific assignment is to lead through serving and training all the landscapers of the 20 cities of the continent of Bengilla.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, come with me. This is a piece of fruit from the tree of life. Take and eat.
This is the most delicious food I've ever tasted. It's almost as if it's making my mind and heart clear and clean. This is the same tree of life spoken of in the ancient writings.
Turn unpretentious and face your family. Yes, unpretentious. You can now hear my thoughts towards you. Thoughts of my acceptance and my delight in you. We will do much together.
Thank you, King Jalen. Thank you.
Oh, rise, unpretentious. Welcome, my son.
Hear ye, hear ye. The next to be summoned before the great King Jalen in the Hall of Judgment is Deceived.
That's me. That's me.
You'll be fine.
You're right. Of course. I'll be fine. Thank you, Fateheart. So long, Charity. Sages, it's you, my old teacher. Well, thanks for the grand old welcome, sir.
Hello, Deceived.
Well, and off we go.
What? It's getting late.
And no, hold on. You aren't just gonna leave it right there, are you? I mean, come on, what happened to Deceived? And Faintheart? Charity? No, you aren't gonna leave me hanging like this. Sages? Sages?
Oh, Peter. This last part of the story may be a little intense for you. Are you sure you're ready?
I'm a war correspondent. Hit me.
Very well, then. I'll hit you. The Hall of Judgment. The place of deepest triumph and yet the darkest tragedy. The place of entry to affabel and yet the place of exit to lone. Of the 5, there were now 3 left to stand before Jalen. What now lay in store for Deceived, Faintheart, and Charity would startle each one of them to their very soul and reverberate through each of their eternities in very